this show is about looking at an arrogant SOB called Matt Slick. So what we're going to be doing is we'll be running one of their videos that showcases Matt and his arrogance and inaccuracies, and I'll be giving a commentary through the show, showing exactly where I find that there are flaws in his position. Now, of course, Matt Slick can have a live debate with me anytime on the Rob channel. That's the only place, because I'm a professional master debater and I know exactly the flaws in current debating techniques, and mine is the best ever. And it weeds out the bullshit. It doesn't allow control freaks like Matt Slick to basically broadcast lies. So I'm just waiting for our co-producer to load the video, and then we'll be right into the show. Just a second. Okay, just a minute, viewers, while I get a few of the housekeepings done, put the post out here for the link, bang, share, here. Yeah, I made the room, mister. Oh, look there, we've got some lovely little people. All right, just do all that, housekeeping. Oh, hello, Mike. This is our good friend and enlightened soul, Mike. So, Mike, what we're going to be doing today is we'll be doing a bit of an expose on a guy called Matt Slick. He's an arrogant son of a bitch on the internet, and I want to just examine his work and sort of get to know him and invite him to come to Rob Beasley's channel for a dissection of Matt Slick. What are you be up to, Mike?
He's going to be your special guest on the Rob Beasley show today?
Well, probably not today. I mean, because his first reaction will be sheer fear after he sees this. But maybe sometime down the road, him and his God, or his all-powerful God, can come and meet Rob Beasley and his Jesus. Mike. We're still enlightened, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Let's guess. I'd like to be the spectator today.
Nah, you're always welcome in our house, Mike. So we're just waiting for my co-producer to get the bloody Matt Slick tape. So hang on, I'll just check what's happening.
As far as I can see, there's only two of us here.
Holy shit, there's another one. Oh, don't worry, mate. The audience will grow. This is a girl. This is a girl or a fellow. I'm not sure. Nah, this is Danny Frank, and he is also Frank. Do you need controls, Mr. Frank?
What's going on?
Fuck all. Just
What
waiting
the
for
going on here?
waiting for that fucking unreliable prick Benny to give me a link, but he hasn't shown up yet.
This place looks like a fucking crack house.
No, that's Mike. That's Mike's house. So hang on a minute. So hang on. Give you controls. Give you controls. Mike, Danny. Here we go. Danny, show you controls. All right, there, Mr. Frank. You got control. You're control freak. Oh! It's come in. Here, we've got it. 1 second, folks. Oh, well, 0 viewers. No, folks.
Hey, let's see what our first guest would like to talk about. This is Prudent.
All right, good length there, Frank. Good length.
You want names and addresses?
I beg your pardon? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
You want names and addresses?
I'm thinking about it. It might be useful.
Post it in the side chat.
All right, let's roll. Hang on. Screen share. Now, immediately, I'm drawn to this man and his fucking bald head, and I'm thinking,
Prudent talks to Matt Slick about rationality.
Oh, fuck me, this is the perfect topic.
Prudent is like cautious and discreet, right?
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yes, that's what prudent means.
Well, why did he? Oh, I don't know.
I think, hang on, mate, here we go. So just trying to get a read on this fella at the front, but he's like a second fiddler or something.
Of course, I will add him
Oh, okay, Mr. Frank. Great day. Thank you very much. See ya.
to the
Casey
broadcast.
forget.
You've been on before. Prudent, what?
No, there's just that nervous little twitter in his voice, so that his confidence is not where it needs to be.
What's your first name again?
My name is Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing tonight?
Hang on. Whoa. They hung up. Beep. All right, here we go, Mike. We're just going to dissect these, see what sort of caliber people they are.
All right. I guess I really didn't have so much of a topic. I was just going to go along with whatever the topic you guys
Get your shit together, man.
were going to bring up. But if you guys kind of don't really have much of a topic, I can stay quiet.
Here we go. Hello. Who's that? What do you want, mate? Oh, you're going to buy a car? Yeah. Well, if I've got a bit of time, I might come along because I might be able to steer you clear of any errors. Yeah. So, you there? Just hang on. Sandra. Sandra. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go.
For a while until maybe something comes up.
Well, let me ask you, where are you?
Homosexual?
What?
Are you an atheist, agnostic, deist?
Oh, of course. One of those. Hey, listen, Matt. Guess what? There's only one fucking race. It's called the human race. There's no discrimination at all.
Deist, what?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty comfortable with the atheist label.
Ooh, we got an atheist versus a Christian.
Well, hey, can I run something by you then?
Oh, wait, what?
Can I run something by you?
So this guy's setting him up because he's got some standard patter.
I've been thinking about.
Really? You actually think?
And
And
I ran it by a Bible study group on Friday night, and some of the people, their heads.
so this is the king in his fucking castle, and he thinks he's got the person, and he's running his own agenda. Right, so this poor young atheist is basically about to be bullied by this older man.
Were hurting afterwards, but it was fun for me anyway.
Yeah, and he gets fun out of bullying.
But I've always wanted to ask you, because I got lots of things to talk about, but
That posturing is really, really egotistical posturing.
why are you an atheist?
Yeah, that's right. I'm fucking right, and you're wrong.
Let's see. I used to be Catholic, but after about 4.5 years of questioning, it was around the time last year that I came to an end, and that happens sometimes.
The Roman cult was too much for him, or what? The cult of Rome?
Sorry?
Their ceremonies and traditions.
Say what?
You didn't like the Roman cult no more?
Nah, still didn't hear that, dude.
You didn't like the Roman cult anymore?
Who, me?
No, this guy in the video.
Oh, okay.
Narrating for him.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
Did you find out Catholicism was false? Is that it, or too
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of bullshit.
whacked, or too legalistic, or what?
I wouldn't say my family was like that Catholic. Like we weren't like a very devout Catholic family.
Now, in true spirituality, the true Jesus speaking, there's no fucking scales, right? It's an absolute condition.
Really, to me, it was more about just keeping a theistic mindset, and I really couldn't wrestle all the doubts I had, and when I realized I just couldn't keep it up, I just lost energy altogether trying to defend everything internally.
What, like, for example, what kind of push doubt? Give me one.
I think the biggest one for me.
Now, what this prick's doing is he's isolating down to one, which is okay because we only need one prick to pop the bubble. So, good move there, Matt. Schlick.
Was I at the same time, like, I was skeptical of a lot of things, and one of the things I was very skeptical of was miracle claims. I mean,
Yeah, come on, folks. Fucking hell. It's all bullshit.
those are just, to me, like, those were almost impossible to defend. I couldn't even really defend. I mean,
do you believe
framework?
Do you believe evolution is not impossible?
Now, we've got a change in tack here. They moved from miracle across to fucking evolution. In my house, you don't move away from a position, right, until it's dealt with. And then you move on to the next one. Because that way, the whole fucking conversation gets into a mess. and then people go away and go their separate ways.
Mathematically,
Well, I think it's what's supported by the available data we have.
that wasn't the question. Mathematically, is life from non-life possible?
But that's not what evolution is.
Well,
Yeah, now they get into these bullshit arguments. I mean, fuck all about authentic spirituality and the teachings of Jesus. It's just a fucking waste of time. You know, he'll say black, the other guy will say white, and there'll be no fucking grey area. And they go bang, 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 bang. And just waste fucking time when they should be focusing on what spirit, you know, where's the love come from? Where's selfishness from? Where are all these aspects? What's the truth there?
you have to start from non-life and get life.
Get fucked. You don't have to start from fucking anywhere. Here's where you have to start from is truth. You already ducked one question.
Somehow, right?
Well, yeah,
Right. If anyone says to you, right, tell them to fuck
Right.
off.
that's even those two different theories.
I was going to give a whole bunch of them, like a flagellum. I'm just giving you things that, you know, even Richard Dawkins says is impossible. He just believes it's luck. So to believe, he gives actually 4 different things that are impossible. Consciousness.
So what this prick's done is hijack the conversation, right, and taking it back to an area. So he probably does this all the fucking time. Always talks about evolution, it's, you know, a safe and a haven for it. And that destroys the discovery.
Life from non-life, flagellum. These are all in his book, The Blind Watchmaker. So 4 different things he says is absolutely impossible. It's just lucky they had them. The irony is he did that right after his chapter on that he doesn't believe in a God of chance. But so if evolution is mathematically impossible, why would you say that it's easier to believe that than something that's very easy to believe, that God created everything? I'm curious.
This seems to be sort of diverting from the miracle topic that I brought up earlier.
Yeah,
I
hey,
can answer that.
damn good work. This dude is fucking spot on. You fuck off. Don't want to see you again.
For starters, I think the flagellum one I think answered. Second thing, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't read Blind Watchmaker, so I really don't know where you're coming at. I'm not sure if I should just take your word about those claims at all, because, like I said, I've never read that book.
Okay.
But as for flagellum, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I think there is an explanation for
This little squid dude, he's doing fucking really well at the moment. So go squid.
that. An earlier form of the flagellum was the Type 3 secretory system. That's
Yahoo! Fucking hit it out of the park. What a. So you take their bullshit and you give it back to them in spades.
it's like a certain term in cellular biology. It's basically you have the same like pointy stick, like that's what a flagellum is, but it's like a pointy stick that spirals for movement. Instead, what basically you have an earlier secretory system that it doesn't swirl, it doesn't have it doesn't have the proteins involved to move like a motor, but it can still, it's a secretory system. It can actually it's used to inject poisons into the host.
Do you think you could get life from non-life?
There actually are. It's possible. There are some models. I mean, again, that's kind of a vague term though, because a lot of how do I put it this way? What organic chemists are doing right now is they're setting up these models and they're testing them out to see if it's possible to like at least give like sort of living properties to these cells. And again, I'm not really an expert in this area. I'm really trying to give the best explanation I can. What they basically believe is that before you actually have like the living cells we see today, there were proto cells. Like a proto cell was basically something that like preceded like the more modern day cells. They were able to actually take in energy to support themselves.
You're
And then,
talking about things that are alive.
oh yeah, they technically.
You're not talking science, by the way. You're talking philosophy.
I wouldn't call it philosophy. Like again, they have done
Well, you
research on
said
this.
it's models. It's not observed. It's not repeatable because they haven't been
Butt hurt. This guy's got cognitive dissonance.
able to create it the first time. The irony of what you had said, as I just tuned in because the irony of it, you say you don't believe in miracles, yet you believe in something.
Why the fuck would you? Show me one.
To destroy the conversation.
Hey?
He came to destroy the guy's conversation.
To be true mathematically, and by all definitions, you'd need the miracle to create a Big Bang or any other, which, by the way, the Big Bang itself has been proven mathematically to be impossible as well recently. But
I'm not so sure that's true. It
It's
remains.
a supernatural event.
Yeah, whatever though, but it's still hypothetical. No one's got the evidence to say yay or nay. So that guy's statement there is a fucking lie. And you notice when he lied? he gave the liar's cough. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
You believe in plenty of things that you can't explain.
Okay, just because we can't explain them, that doesn't necessarily mean that a miracle, it's an obvious miracle of the gaps.
How do you define a miracle?
Ooh, I think I actually do have a pretty good definition I've tried to lay out.
It's bullshit.
A miracle is like, it's either, how do I put it this way? It's an event that happens that would go against physical laws that we know about and would not be repeatable. So, like, for example, if, let's just say, I'm holding a dime in my hand right now. If it were to float, in midair, and it only did that one other time, like, then it would be a miracle. Because if, let's just say, dime kept floating, and I'm just going to turn my camera on, it'll make it easier. Now, if this thing keeps floating, and then I do it again, and it floats again, and it keeps happening, it's not a miracle at that point. It's just a paradigm shift.
Now, look at this kid, this fucking kid, right? And he's schooling these guys big time.
He's
So this
probably working in some place, man, doing something, eh?
Hey, what?
He's probably working at some place or doing something to do with this technology that he's talking about.
No, mate, no. He's enlightened, like you or me. He just is. And we fucking work all this shit out.
In our science, but if this...
I told you about the 15-year-old Canadian, did I?
Yep.
Yeah.
If I were to drop this dime and it would not fall, and then it happened maybe once or twice, and then it never happened again. I think that would be at least a pretty good definition of a miracle. I can try it now. No, it didn't happen. But see what did happen, that event that just happened, it went with what I predicted would happen, what has always basically been the case with gravity. Again, miracles cannot have predictability as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's sort of the difference when it comes to things like, at least with things like, abiogenesis and evolution, we do have general predictability over it.
Well, I butted it into where Matt was done, so I'll be quiet and maybe we'll return to it. So Matt, you had some questions.
I forgot where we were.
Yeah, because you don't know that shit. That's why.
Well, I know you were talking about earlier before we went live about transcendentals, but I didn't know if you wanted to go there.
So, what's the atheist guy's name?
Ass kicker.
First kicker.
Ass kicker. He's Mr. Matt Slick Ass Kicker. So the boys got fucking lost. Now they're trying to find their way back to some safe territory.
What's your name? Atheist dude?
Ass Kicker.
Prudence.
Name is Prudence?
Bully?
Ain't that a girl's name?
That's just like my YouTube name. I generally don't like to use my real name.
That's okay. So anyway,
Well, thank you, God.
I was listening to what you guys are saying. And I didn't say anything, but there's several logic problems with things you're saying. I can't remember what they were.
I was listening. I picked up some problems, but I can't fucking remember what they were. No, you fucking listened. You couldn't fucking understand it. Now you're putting up a lot of bullshit to fucking get around it.
I'm always interested in knowing why people are atheists. I find atheism
Yeah, going away from the technical stuff now.
to be fascinating. I don't mean to be insulting, but I just
Yes, you do.
find it ridiculous. And I know it sounds.
So I don't mean it to be insulting, but it's I don't I don't want to mean to be insulting, but it's fucking ridiculous.
Insulted, but I don't mean it to be. But the more I've studied things, the more I just realize I just don't think it just makes much sense. So I'm always
Well, where's your evidence?
interested in why people are so why are you? I'm just curious.
Why are you that way? Why are you fucking that your way? You know? Why are we humans?
You're here to judge him. Why are
Sorry,
you judging
sorry,
him?
Mike.
Ask him, why are you judging me?
Hey,
I'd be asking, why are you judging me?
why are you?
Judging me.
Oh, judging me. Oh, you mean this prick?
Yeah, that guy's judging people.
Yeah, well, he is, because look at his structure, the high seat and all that on the back. This guy thinks he's the king.
Yeah.
He probably thinks in his mind he's God, right? He's in his head, he thinks he's one step above Jesus.
He's got the ego going.
Oh, yeah. Big ego on this prick.
So how come you are an atheist? I mean, what did it?
How come you're a Christian? What made you fucking do that stupid stuff? Sorry, Mike.
For you? What's so
Well,
funny?
I was kind of just repeating myself. I just went through a very long.
I've been sitting here listening to you. I've been sitting here listening to you.
4-year conversion process, and at the end of that 4 years, I couldn't keep believing what I wanted to believe in the first place.
What did it for you, though?
I mean, that's a very loaded question. I mean, like it's not like it was just it happened.
Actually, I think I might need this dude beside me when I'm going with Matt, because Matt is slick, as in.
Dude, you're gonna bring on the show today?
Why?
This the dude you're gonna bring on the show today?
Matt Slick.
Yeah, bring him on as a guest.
Oh no! Look, I'd love to have him anytime, but there was no invite. We're just building up the base to, challenge him to a debate.
One day, it happened over the course of 4 years.
Okay,
And I
what
can't
kind of things?
What?
I mean, because there's always got to be some reason. A lot of times with people, it's just multiple reasons, or like a reason would be a generic, I couldn't find any rational answers from Christians, or, I'd pray and nothing would ever happen. Things just got worse. It didn't make any difference. These kind of general things. Or anything like that? Was that anything like that with you?
I can try to give you maybe a general, maybe I can try to give you like a brief timeline. I guess before I turned 16, that it happened just one night. That thought.
Hold the press. The kid's 16 years and he's schooling. He's schooling Mr. Matt Slick.
what if I'm wrong about this? And when I realized I really could be wrong about this, I kind of lost myself a little bit. I started
Oh, hey, boo! He ran away.
trying to prove things that just were ridiculous. I tried to justify any supernatural means that I could, and I wasn't coming with any satisfying answers. For about maybe a couple years after that, I just tried to focus less on it. Really, and then let's see what else happened. By the time I got to college, I still tried to hold on, and really, I wouldn't say like any college classes or college courses really did anything like to bring me like to a position of non-belief. But as I later came on, I try to spend more time like maybe on the internet, maybe checking out more arguments from the theist versus atheist forums, and I felt that many of the theist responses were not very satisfying. They weren't very rational. They didn't provide the best answers, and they left a lot. And many of those answers left a lot of room for doubt. And
okay, let's narrow this down. Let's narrow this down. What specific arguments didn't they have good answers for?
Jeez, I mean, there's a lot of arguments. I guess one would be, I think, the miracle one I brought up earlier.
I don't want to just ramble on here all night. Let's just be specific. Let's go with one.
Yeah, because I mean, the one you brought up earlier about impossibility, you already hold to something that's impossible. So,
I
Bullies, fucking ganging up on a 16-year-old, you fucking old farts.
I want to make it clear. I never
Guess what? You fucking gonna get schooled.
said that miracles weren't possible. I said that they're not likely to happen.
Can you guys just let me talk to him for a while?
Yeah, a little bit of snuff up the nose there, Mike. Fucking arrogance personified. This thing thinks he's the king of the world. Well, Mick Slick. We're all born equal. So show some fucking respect and come off your haughty tower. Which, by the way, if you ever were coming anywhere near me, it'll happen.
Is that okay? Let me tell you something.
Let me issue an edict.
Atheists, they have reasons. What we need to do is find out what those are. We can learn from them what those things are, why they are. Then we can address those issues. I just want to hear what he has to say.
Well, he's been fucking saying, but you haven't been fucking listening. Why? Cognitive dissonance.
He's amongst a bunch of Christians, and we could rip him up, but
I'm afraid that's a fucking lie right there. So far, it's the 16-year-old, 20 points, the fucking bunch of Christians, 0. You want to go back and go through each fucking point?
But I want to know what it was, because I forgot what it was you said, Prudent, earlier, talking with
Yeah, I thought you were fucking listening.
Andrew, and it was a really bad logic mistake you made. I forgot.
Okay.
Not what it was. I wanted to bring it out, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, hang on. Let's stop. Because it's in your fucking head. I promise you. Whatever you're thinking. And we can get it out. We just need to cue you. And the way that is, kill you.
But I believe that by you disclosing those things, I think we can find out what those problems are. I mean, that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I was just curious. Curious to know what it is that would bring you to the place of not believing. There is always a reason that you don't, and you believe there is no God. And so, why do you believe there is no God? What's the reason for that? Just those kind of things.
I think, as I've already said, I just don't find the position of belief to be rational in any case.
And you don't need fucking belief. You can actually know God. I know exactly what it is. And the other thing is, you can know Jesus. I know exactly who he is. Idiot.
So then, can I just interact with you quickly then?
Oh, it sounds a bit kinky.
Sure.
Okay. So, I don't think your statement is very well thought out. I'm not trying to insult you.
I kicked you in the nuts, but I didn't really mean it. This guy's a fucking piece of work, I tell you.
But belief is something that is rational. In fact,
no, it's fucking not. If it was, you'd call it knowledge, and you wouldn't call it belief. It's fucking unfounded, and that's why you call it belief. You haven't been able to bring God down to earth, dickhead.
Your rationality depends upon faith, and I can make that
No
case. But you drive a car and you drive down the road, and you cannot prove that the car coming at you won't cross over the yellow line and kill you. But you have faith in the evidence, which is, well, for the most part, people don't want to do that, and it's been pretty safe so far. So it's not an issue of proof. You don't live your life as a requirement of proof. You kind of weigh things out that you make, which I would think, you make judgments on what's the most rational direction to go so far. Am I right?
I think I don't know if I like the analogy you used. You said that it would be okay. You might have faith like in whether you drive your car and not want to die, but that's based on past experiences I've had. I drive a car, but I've never been in an accident yet, and I continue going on that based on proof. But when it comes to things like a miracle happening in front of me, that is not my experience. That is not my induction.
So then you're saying that you're not talking about proof. You're talking about persuasion. Proof is for mathematics and logic.
Huh?
And so you're talking about you haven't seen a miracle, so therefore they don't occur?
I never said that. I said that because we haven't really, not only have I not seen them, they don't really seem to be well recorded in history. We don't really run our lives as if we think they're going to happen.
Yeah, so for you religious nuts, Christians or whatever. Sorry, Mike. If you look at the Pauline epistles, there's 7 of them that have been validated, 50 through 57 AD. Read them. There's no mention of miracles at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first record that we've got post Jesus' passing. Jesus is real, I promise you that. This is the record that we've got. It's only when we get up to 70 AD that we find, or thereabouts, that we find miracles enter the story.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
And that's why I don't think they're a rational thing to believe in. I don't say it's
recorded
possible to happen. It could happen at any time, but I don't have any good reason to think that it will.
But not being recorded in history is irrelevant to whether or not they can occur, and whether or not we live our lives according to them is also irrelevant to whether or not they can occur. Because if you're going to say they don't occur because we don't see them and experience them, then you're getting into a problem. Because what you're doing is you're setting a standard that you yourself cannot uphold rationally. So if you're going to say miracles can't happen because, or I think you just don't believe them because they're not recorded in history, well, actually they are. We go to the Bible and they're recorded there too, but that is history recorded. We can. There are other books, modern books, that talk about unexplainable things that are miraculous. And if you're talking about we don't live our lives that way, well, that's a subjective thing. Because I live my life as a Christian. I live my life believing that God's in control, but I still live both ways when I cross the street. So there's no inconsistency there. And so what I'm seeing is, and I hope I'm not serious, I'm not trying to be insulting, I'm not going to come off that way. What I see are a bunch of inconsistencies with you so far, rational. You see what I'm saying?
Actually, no. You certainly listed a lot, but I don't exactly see how I'm being inconsistent.
Well, you said miracles. Your defense of their denial was that they're not recorded in history, and we don't live our lives by them. They are recorded in history. It's in the Bible, and there are other places, and don't live our lives by them. Well, that's a subjective thing. As a Christian, I do live my life by miracle recorded in history, the resurrection of Christ, for example. And you wouldn't live your life by miracles because in the state you're at now, you denied them. So I'm just saying your reasoning so far isn't very sound.
I never said it was necessarily a subjective thing when I said we don't live as if miracles are happening. That's more of an objective statement of us as a social species. Like, for example, or just as a species, like none of us, I don't think any of us, live as if we think that if we're crossing the street and a car is about to come and hit us, we don't live, in that situation, we wouldn't think that something is going to grab us and pull us out of the way, like from, up above. We think in that case that, we're going to die.
Yeah, what you're talking about actually is called the issue of induction. Induction is taking a specific and then drawing conclusions. The problem with induction, David Hume just put the death nail in it, rightfully so. But I get the impression what you're doing is judging truth by your experience. Are you an empiricist?
Actually, yes, I am.
Ah, okay. So you're an empiricist. Okay. Then here's a question. How do you verify your empiricism without taking the question?
That's the whole point. That's part of the axiom of being an empiricist. You believe that your sense experiences are real and that they're valid.
So, in other words, you don't know. You're just operating on that by faith.
I wouldn't so much call it faith because again, it depends on what definition we're using. I would say that, sure, I can't know if my sense experiences are coherent or actually not, if they're real or not, but that doesn't really matter so much as long as I live in a coherent world, because I have no choice but to live that way.
Oh, so you're a pragmatist, not an empiricist.
Well, to be fair, I don't think I don't think it's wrong to be both those things, because both those positions don't contradict one another.
Well, pragmatism and empiricism are different means of finding and establishing various value systems. With your empiricism, you can't verify your empiricism without committing a logical fallacy begging the question.
Hey, stop it with the fucking begging the question. Stick your logical fallacies fucking right up your ass, right? No more of that crap.
And what you have to do is arbitrarily decide that you're going to distrust your senses. But you don't.
Yes, that's correct. You do trust your senses, and that's the way it fucking works, you idiot.
Know if your senses are really working and being accurate, because
they're never inaccurate. Never. 100% of the time, accuracy. Within the range of their capacity. Because that's the way they're designed. They're data collectors. That's how we get information into our fucking brain. But your problem, mate, is you got a fucking ego and it filters everything and fucks it up. That's why you can't be enlightened.
Can't verify it rationally. Since you want to verify things rationally, then what you're doing is going against your empiricism. So
what's empiricism? Hey, Matt Slick, you can explain that one.
Being inconsistent.
Well, to be fair, I kind of misspoke. The thing is, I do know that I have sense experiences because, I either exist or I don't. And the impossible is... Yeah.
I sense, therefore I am.
No, the contrary is impossible as far as I know on that. As far as them being correct, that's kind of irrelevant.
How would you know? How would you learn if something that you believe is correct or not?
Trust your fucking senses, idiot.
How would I know whether or not something I believe was correct? Again, that would be based on what I experience in the world and what...
Which is your senses. This kid's fucking brilliant. He absolutely is, Mike.
But now you're But now you're back in a circle of agnosticism about what you can know and not know. What you're talking about here is trusting
No, you're in the fucking crazy house circle, not him.
your experiences, and you can't
That's called projecting.
trust. You can't know if your experiences are true from
Well,
your world.
again, but there's a but it seems like you're trying to insinuate that I have to have absolute certainty. There's a difference between reasonable certainty and absolute certainty.
I have absolute certainty.
You absolutely sure?
I am.
What? What? Is that really relevant?
Yes, it is relevant. Aren't we both discussing things rationally?
I would argue one of us is.
Yeah, that's right. I'm with you, kid. not the chubby fat dude.
Yeah, I would too, so far.
Mike.
Yeah.
No disrespect to chubby fat dudes that don't have an ego. Mike, are we still good?
Yeah, we got to get some guests on here.
Yeah, it'd be great, but it doesn't matter. This is comedy gold.
Trying to be rational. The other one is trying to be experiential. I want to give objective reason.
Experiential is the fucking ultimate arbiter of reality.
You want to give subjective ones. And hence, we get back to the issue of your miracles. Your denial of miracles is based on a subjective experiential.
No fucker's ever seen a fucking miracle, ever.
Issue, which
you got an issue.
Can't be a proper means of identifying whether or not miracles are right or not. Your whole approach to it was irrational.
Oh, Jesus, mate. Talk about the shoe being on the fucking other foot.
Basically illogical.
Okay, here's the thing. Even if I accepted that, would
right now, go kid, kick this motherfucker in the nuts.
What in your opinion would be a rational approach to approaching this problem of miracles?
Yeah, just that's Socrates' method there.
Oh, okay. First, let me ask you, what is the problem?
Practical method.
Let me write that.
Now he's ducking and evading here, and he's fucking trying to feel it. Let's see if the kid will know it. I'm sure of it. Let's see.
You tell me what the problem is.
You're the fucking problem.
I think the problem.
Or actually, your ego.
What have I experienced, or what has anybody else experienced in their lives that would constitute anything that would go against the known laws of physics?
I can tell you one right now. Absolutely.
Yeah, what?
Absolutely. My beautiful wife loves me.
Fucking hell. I think she probably does, actually. But she loves the true you, not your fucking ego. I bet she'd want to kick that in the nuts.
That's not just a function of the laws of physics now, is it?
No, what it is, dude, so inside all humans, even you, right, are two survival instincts. And because they're instincts by nature, right, you can't fuck with them. That's why I can read you like a book. And one of them is based on the God concept. So in other words, this is the thing that come over the centuries called God. Jesus teaches exactly this teaching. And a feature of that is authentic love, right? So that's what's going on, mate. That's it in a nutshell.
Technically, it's to some extent there might be how we approach love does have some biological causality to it.
Okay, so you're talking about it being reduced to a function of the brain, chemical reactions.
No, you fucking idiot. Listen, it's instincts. Love is instinctual. It belongs to the instinct for survival of the herd. And that's the only place true love resides. Nowhere fucking else. The other instinct, the alternate of the binary state in humans, is survival of the self.
Right.
Right.
To an extent, yes.
And if it's chemical reactions in the brain, you can't know if your experiences are relating any proper information to you, because all your brain is a function chemical reactions developed out of, now let's just say the result of sensory input. Then you get a certain external output. So therefore, that view that you're talking about means that you can't know anything about anything for sure.
I really do not know how you
Trust the fucking senses, you moron.
came up with that one.
Yeah, good one, kid. You're getting a kick in the nuts again, I think. Matt's slick.
We try it again. The brain is, just think of the brain as a sophisticated machine, electrochemical wiring.
No, it's not sophisticated at all. It's fucking just a memory store and bugger all. The real drivers are these two survival instincts.
Yeah, I can do that.
How does one chemical state that leads to another chemical state produce proper logical inference?
Now, this guy's starting to make shit up. Fucking, that's what's wrong with this logic shit.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no wonder, mate. Fucking hell. He's creating something that doesn't exist.
How does one chemical state that leads to another chemical state produce proper logical inference?
I really don't know much about biochemistry, so that's kind of an irrelevant question.
Yeah, indeed. Well answered.
No, it's relevant whether or not you have knowledge about biochemistry. But just so you know, nobody, period, that I've been researching this for a long time, nobody's got even an attempt of an explanation how the physical brain produces logical inference.
I can tell you, you found your Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. I'm here. I'll tell you.
But let's just say that for some reason, certain chemical reactions in the brain produce a certain response. Here's a question. Now think. Is the response true? The conclusion, true or not? If it's nothing more than a chemical response in the brain, you can't know if it's true or not because it's just a chemical response. If you're going to reduce things,
Listen carefully, you fucking idiot, right? You're at the wrong end of the stick. That's your fucking problem, right? The sensors, they're by design, they're data collectors. They're absolute perfect representations of reality at a given point in time called the now. Over time, there's variation, but at point in time, it's absolute and it's accurate. If that data gets delivered to the brain without being fucked around with by the selfish survival instinct, then it's always 100% real and accurate. It's true. So that's it. Not hard at all.
purest way, your senses, and the idea of miraculous cannot occur because you're distrusting your senses, which is based upon an atheistic worldview, which is based upon the idea of physics.
Look at me. I think I fucking know everything. But you just said a moment ago there was something that you haven't got a fucking answer for. Look at me. You're a fucking righteous prick.
The world, miracles, ultimately what it reduces to.
Hey, Mike, what's God say about pride?
Pardon me?
What's God say about pride?
Oh, a prideful heart's no good.
That's it. Leads you to a bad place.
The
Yeah.
possibility for you to know anything for sure. I'm trying to show you is that your position.
No, you're supposed to be fucking listening. You're in the presence of a fucking genius.
Ultimately is self-refuting and irrational. When you come to the issue of miracles, what you're doing is proceeding towards it in the wrong way. I'm listening to you talk, and you're not rational. I'm not trying to.
Oh, there we go again. I'm not trying to kick you in the nuts, but you're a fucking idiot, you say. Well, no, Matt, you're a fucking scoundrel.
Be insulting. Please understand. It sounds.
It sounds it because that's exactly what it is.
I'm not.
You are.
Not being rational. I'm trying to do this various ways to show you that you're begging the question.
Oh, I hate that term. Might just check that out and fucking see what that means. Mike, do you know anything about this fucking begging the question crap? To beg a question means to assume the conclusion of the argument. Type of circular reasoning. Okay, so to beg a question means to assume, so assumption, that's fucking wrong. The conclusion of an argument. Oh, fuck work. Yeah, it looks like it's fucking the Illuminati or someone like that's fucking made it popular.
You're assuming without validation, and you're self-refuting, and you can't even verify.
There's no assumption in the fucking census. They've got no fucking variation. They're just an accurate 100% report on reality. Get into it, dude.
Why your empiricism is correct. And then you go to pragmatism, which is even a worse position to hold. And yet you'll say that miracles can't occur.
Okay, let's just make sure we understand this. I've never once said that they can't occur. I'm saying that I don't believe they occur. I've never said they cannot possibly
If you don't believe they can occur, it's the same thing functionally as they can't.
No, it's not. I've never made a statement that miracles can happen for absolute
You
certain.
don't believe they occur, do you?
My words.
You don't believe they occur ever, anywhere?
I don't believe they occur. I'm not saying it's impossible for them to occur.
So if they don't occur anywhere,
They don't fucking occur, period. They were made up by the fucking Romans.
or everywhere, what's the difference between that and they can't?
But what?
There isn't a difference being articulated, though.
Again,
If they can't
But I don't want to fucking insult you.
occur, they don't occur, then that means that there is no God, right?
no, they don't. They haven't occurred yet, as far as I'm aware.
As far as you're aware. But isn't that a dangerous position to hold? As far as you're aware, how do you know they haven't? You don't. But you're back to your agnosticism about knowledge. In other words, you can't know for sure. Your position leads you to ignorance.
No, it doesn't, because I take this position, but I never said that I know that position to be like absolutely correct. I think it's the most rational approach, but just because something is rational, it doesn't necessarily make it correct. We can be perfectly rational in believing things that are wrong, and we can also be rational in not believing things that may turn out to be correct. Just because something is rational. Something that is rational is something that we have the best reason to believe is true, not something that is absolutely true.
I suppose it's called proper inference, but define what your atheism is.
That is that's a very loaded question. It's a very complex question that requires a very complex answer.
Let me simplify it. You affirm God does not exist, you believe he does not exist, or you just don't know if he does or not, and you don't think he's knowable if he does, or you just simply lack belief. One of those.
I would say we can just go with lack belief. That's probably the most simplest form I can say.
You behave based.
And that's brilliant. Because right there, that kid's nailed it on the fucking head. Belief is the worst thing ever to happen to humanity. Well, belief in lies and egos.
On what you believe or what you don't believe in.
On what I believe or what I don't believe.
Is your action motivated out of lack of belief or of affirmation of belief?
What is my action motivated by lack of belief? That really does not make any sense at all.
Yes, it does. Do you behave based on what you believe, or do you behave based on what you don't believe?
I would say I base for the most part of what I believe politically. I would say for the most part.
That's the rational position, to say that you behave based on what you believe. So if you were to deny God's existence or have any arguments about that, where if I were to present God's existence as a rational argument, you try to refute it, acting based on what you believe, the negative of the position, which is you actually believe God doesn't exist.
Well, no, I don't really behave on what I don't believe. Again,
you don't.
Well, no, the only reason I would argue, religious-based ideas is because it does have political consequences. So I would say I only argue these kind of things because I might try to convince people to see it my way, and I would realize in the long term that has large political implications.
We're not talking about politics, but if you want to get people to believe what you believe, the way you want to believe, then what you're doing is trying to have people believe based on your subjective opinion about things you can't know for sure because your empiricism isn't defensible. What I'm trying to do is show you something. That your whole position of knowing is just a big mess. You don't have any way of knowing anything from your...
Yes, you do, you fuckwit. It trusts your senses.
perspective. You assume certain things. Everybody has...
No, only you fucking people that aren't enlightened assume.
Has to assume certain things. You do, I do, we all do.
Don't assume that you represent everybody. You fucking don't. There's a group of people on the planet, Mike and myself are two of them, right, that are enlightened. So we know, see things clearly, although Mike's a little behind me. Mike, we haven't had heart-to-heart talk, so I don't know exactly where you're at.
I never denied that they were influential.
Hey? Hey? Mike? Mike? I broke your heart.
Yeah, it's good because we all have them. It's just that which makes more sense to us. Your
The senses. You said it yourself. The senses.
view or my view, atheist view or
No, your fucking view sucks.
my view.
No, the kid's right. You're fucking wrong.
It's your view.
His view, not your view.
His view, a view that can
View.
explain knowing. Explain
Yeah, we know the absolute knowing comes through by the senses.
knowing things.
Senses.
Explain all kinds of
Senses.
things.
Senses.
And the answer is no. I'm just trying to show you
No, the answer is yes.
by listening to you and dialoguing
We want to show you.
with you, I'm trying to show you that
Blah, 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 blah.
if you refute yourself
Blah, blah,
here, you're
blah,
yourself
blah,
there.
blah, blah,
You know, make
blah, blah,
more time
blah.
to get you to understand somebody's.
Blah.
But that's just the nature of a position that denies God's existence.
Really. There is a God. You just got to know what. Mike, what's the title of my book? Mike might have gone and walkabout.
Well, okay, this is getting weird. It's getting kind of weird because we really diverted away from like kind of a simple topic I wanted to bring up, and then you brought in all these other factors to kind of distract away from the original topic.
Go ahead. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no.
But what was that original topic?
Well, it kind of came back to, well, I originally just wanted to talk about whether it was rational enough to believe in miracles, and then we just kind of went, we kept switching from topic to topic, where we would talk about whether or not evolution was even possible, or whether or not, empiricism was rational. We just kept kind of swinging the goalposts. That's sort of why I felt like, your method of dialogue is just adding new topics.
Who's that? Is that fucking... Oh, Neo. Hello, Neo. Hi, dude.
What's up?
What's up? I'm just tearing Mix Slick to pieces. Well, me and this 17-year-old kid, we're schooling him.
Are you talking about Prudent Discourse, who's an atheist?
Yeah.
Why are you working with atheists?
Oh, no, I'm a realist, and this particular person, although he carries the label of, he's pretty close to God, and I know God. I know God, who God is, very, very specifically, and I know Jesus.
That's kind of contradictory. Last week you said you wanted to kill atheism. Now you're working with them.
Oh, no, I'm going to kill it. It's gone. Fucking hate it.
It's still there. You can't kill it.
No, just give me time. I'll do it. I'll get it done. This is all part of it.
There's a balance that is preserved, that is unseen between the devil and atheism and Christians and all that stuff, this balance will probably keep going on until the end of days.
No, it's fucking all finished. God's gonna rule. Jesus is gonna rule. Islam's fucking gone. We're gonna have world peace.
I'm done listening to a Christian.
No, Neo, we're gonna have world peace. And that's the end of it. Rage quit.
Distract away from the old one.
Let's go back to your statement here. Is it rational to believe in miracles? Would you say it's rational to believe in miracles if God does not exist?
Is it rational to believe in miracles?
Loaded question.
I'm sorry, can you just repeat that?
Brilliant move by the kid. He gets him to fucking repeat the fucking idiot's statement. I just got to take a break for a second. Mike, I'll be back.
Corollary. Is it rational to believe in miracles if God does exist?
Maybe. Even if something is a God, that doesn't necessarily follow that miracles would happen. I would argue that we don't really have a good definition of what God is, for that matter.
Well,
yes, I do. I know exactly what it is, precisely, and I'm 100% correct.
Just go with the simple logic. If it's rational to believe, to deny miracles.
If it's rational, so that means accurate, knowledgeable, factual, to deny. If it's rational, to deny. Yeah, well, that's correct.
If God does not exist.
If God does not exist. But hang on a minute. Fucking hang. Whoa. No miracles, no God. Or at least no sky God. So the question becomes, back to my book, Mike. My book is, what is this thing called God? So now I'm going to plug my book. My goodness. Heavens, I didn't know this at the time. I thought it was a good question. Fuck me. Righto. See there? Here's the big question. And this book answers it. Oh, bugger off. What is this thing called good? And it is about goodness. It is. So there. Don't pay anything more than $3.99 to be truly enlightened and to understand everything about spirituality. The author, Rob Beasley, that's me. And I'm happy to talk to anyone that wants to know a little bit more about enlightenment. And I can actually get you enlightened quite quickly. Because why? Because I know the answer to the big question, what is this thing called God? And that's the big question. That's the big question. Okay, roll the videotape. Okay, King Matt Slick, what do you got to say for yourself?
Then isn't it rational to believe the miracles of God does exist?
Is it rational to believe in miracles if God does exist? Yeah, but it still begs the question. I'm using your shit. Now, what is this thing called God? Got it? Work that out, and then we're fucking good to go. And I've worked it out, and I'm good to go.
But again, we haven't established whether or not this God actually does miracles. That's the first.
Now,
Just repeating
if
myself.
he's God, does he not have the ability to do things miraculous by definition of being God?
Again, what is the definition of God?
Yeah, what is this thing called God? All right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. What a fucking great find that was. All right, now what we're going to do, get that ugly dude's head off the camera. Only you're taking your ego, dude. That's all. That's all, nothing more. So that goes there. Kill that off. Don't want to see that shit anymore. That's the book. Oops, gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful here. The fucking porn. Oh no, I'm not screen sharing. Okay, that's good. Put that. Okay, Mike, anything you want to talk about? Do. Mike. Who's this fucker? Yeah, come in, Scafey. Oh, okay. But you're fucking going to bed. Oh, you gone, actually. Mike. Just talk whenever you fucking get back. Yeah. Funny. Somehow I still think it got me screwed down. What's up, dude? What's up? Mike. So I've put an invite out to a bunch of people and just how they go, but they're a little nervous coming anywhere near me. What can you do?
Oh, so you're still here?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Dogs are going crazy. Danny Frank.
Where's Danny Frank?
We got to get him back.
Oh no, he'll probably be sleeping for a bit.
So who are we going to get for a guest? Special guest on the
Well,
Rob Beasley show.
I put a whole bunch of invites out, but none of them are fucking game to come. So we might have to, because they're all terrified. Yeah, they're facing the truth. But you know, that's part of the process, Mike. You know, Jesus said you go through this phase, and there's a disturbing phase in there, and the longer they stay away, shut up, shut up. The longer they stay away, the more disturbing it is. Hey, Mike, have you got Benny blocked?
Benny blocked? I don't think so.
Apparently, he reckons you have.
I don't think so. Maybe it's you.
Nah, not me, never.
No? No, I don't got Benny blocked. Not that I know of. So it's Benny the Gangster.
Yeah.
He's not blocked. I'm looking at his screen right now.
All right. Hey, viewer, come in. I wonder if you're a fiction fighter. Come on in. Oh, wait.
Benny the
Most women accuse their little girl of being too sensitive. Most women accuse their little girl of being too sensitive.
Oh, hello, full viewers. How are you? We're just sort of fucking doing nothing really at the minute. Huh. There's a link. There's a link on YouTube. I'm trying to get a dickhead by the name of what's his fucking name? Benna something. Hang on. Benna Berry. He's a fucking Aussie and he's traced to Australian. Just an absolute fucking crazy. Viewers, how are you? Good, good. Just sort of. Hang on. There's a link. Oh dear, so many of them going everywhere. So we're trying to get this fucking moron, absolute fucking moron, lone wolf, lost puppy, trying to get him in, give him an education. But the chicken heart of shit won't come in. Oh. All right, boom, 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 boom. Hang on, here we go. Ah, there you go, you little prick. Now we've got you. Okay, what's that about? But this brick here, Ben Perry, is the same fucking idiot that sits with Sydney. So see, when you progress, just fuck up. You idiot. Oh, wait a minute, who's this brick? Is it down corner? Come on. Alright, down, what do you want? Down!
I want to see the trolls. I want to see the trolls on the moon.
Can't hear. Down! If you gotta die, you may as well die laughing. You should talk to your age group, so lawn bowls, as they are closer to death. Yeah, young people play lawn bowls. Fucking idiot. Come in. Be a brave person. Don't live your life in fear, in the depths and darkness and shadow. Come on, come on. Pull up your courage, you miserable son of a bitch. Right now, because I know you, I'm going to fucking destroy you. Guess what? You'll get the Javert treatment. Right? That means that after I'm gone, you die. You fucking ran away. Oh dear. What are we going to do with these fucking... So it looks like I've been stitched up. So I'll stitch up as many as I can. Well, everyone associated with my passing, having a direct relationship, will end up committing suicide. He fucking bolted. He's just shitting himself, man. And rightly so, because if he doesn't... are you recording, Mike? 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 Mike. All right, well, I think everything I wanted to. Boom. Shut. All right. Hey, Mike, you there? All right, Uru. Bad luck, ladies. No sex today.